You know what I just realized? I was literally just about to get ready to change the tires on my daughter's e-bike, and the government shut down. I'm just trying to book some travel for another one of my daughters, and they're about to get ready to go to Atlanta for some cheerleading stuff later on this month. So I go to pull up some deals for tickets and stuff like that. And the first thing I see is that travel may be affected due to the current partial government shutdown. Now, to be fair, let's talk about the stuff that could be affected, how I don't think it's gonna be that long, what it could mean in the future, and all of that good stuff. Now, first of all, during a partial government shutdown, September 30th of last year, the government funded half the agencies it was supposed to fund. So this time, SNAP's not going to be affected. The IRS won't be affected. The VA was never affected last time. It's not going to be affected this time. But other stuff, Department of Homeland Security, DOD, those type of things are affected this go round. They were supposed to be funded by January 30th at midnight. I talked about this in the video last week. Unfortunately, it has come to fruition, but not unfortunately for me, because right now I get to, even in my woe, enjoy some Black Sheep coffee. The Blue Volcano is what I currently have already sitting in my grinder over here. Fresh grounds. You can't really see it, but anyways, we're gonna do let's do just a normal 2-shot espresso. Now, the crazy thing is that the things that could be affected this go round are things that we may not think about, or they may be buried in headlines because there's so much stuff going on. The president meeting with the president of Colombia, and him talking about nationalizing certain elections, and we got the Epstein files, and Minnesota's going on. There's so much stuff going on, but the things that could affect your pockets, your prep, and your EDC are things that are quietly happening in the background when it comes to this government shutdown. Stuff like emergency medical care, air traffic controllers, certain law enforcement agencies, border security, disaster aid, power grid maintenance. All that stuff is going to continue for now, but as the funds run out, or if their funds have already run out, it could be affected. If you're expecting winter relief funds for the winter relief storms that just happened, FEMA's affected right now. Funding runs out if they need more, et cetera, et cetera. If you're expecting relief to help rebuild your furnace, help with bursted pipes, help with anything else to resupply stuff that you had to use during the winter storm, and you qualify for it through the federal government, you could be affected. Flood insurance, or paying out of flood insurance, flood protection, people who don't have separate flood insurance policies, as a lot of ice melts, a lot of stuff going on in the different parts of the country, that could be affected right now. Air traffic controllers, that falls under the Department of Homeland Security. They worked last time during the government shutdown. They're working right now. But the longer this goes on, the more they start to call out sick, the more they start to find themselves, not going to work. And the travel season of the major travel season is behind us, but the business travel folks who are kind of just used to knocking out stuff on the daily, you may be affected, and that's something that you need to think about. So all these small little disruptions, if you have government contracts with the Department of Defense / Department of War, some of the employees there may not be working, or they may be working without pay, and they may decide that they're not coming to work that day. There's a lot of stuff that's affected in the government shutdown. Now, why do I think it won't last long? So today, being Tuesday, it's already the package that passed the Senate on Friday is just made it through the House Rules Committee last night on a party line vote. All Republicans, no votes from the Democrats. It's expected. It's supposed to be an early procedural vote this morning. The Republicans can only lose one vote. They lose no votes, it goes to the House floor. It's expected to pass, probably with some Democratic support. But if it doesn't get past a procedural vote this morning, I think it'd be for a couple of reasons. Number one, rumors have it that some conservatives in the House would like a requirement that you have to prove your citizenship to vote. And this may be one of the last times that they can do it before the upcoming November election. Would they stop it for that? I don't think so. The president leaned heavy on a lot of Republicans last night. I don't think they're going to stop it for that. Number two, it's rumored that some Democrats are going to require that Department of Homeland Security cannot have ICE or Border Patrol agents anywhere near election voting establishments in November. This is the last time they may be able to put a rule like that in place. They also may want to implement other stuff like body cameras for all of DHS, even though that was just implemented yesterday, or forbidding certain tactics or whatever. I don't think either one of those are passed, but individuals who decide that that's what they want to really fight for could be the reasons why it gets held up once again. But what does all this mean to you and your prep? Once again, it could be that you don't prepare for something particularly and you think you're going to fall back on the government for help. And this is one of the reasons why I say no, boo-boo. Should not be doing that. Listen, during the most recent winter issues we had here in Dallas, the city was shut down nearly a week because of ice and snow. Myself was super prepared. Several gallons of milk, completely stocked pantry, water out the wazoo, different ways to keep my pipes from freezing, all sorts of power stations, everything warm, wood to burn, everything was good to go. Neighbors, not so much. Losing power for a couple of hours means it gets super cold. You're coming over to my house. Not having the right type of food items. Guess what? Walmart is closed. Target is closed. The fast food establishments are closed. They're not making their employees come to work. You're coming over to my house for stew. Not having just essentials like being able to know how you're going to get water when your pipes freeze. Yeah, people kicking it, going to neighbors' houses when stuff like that happens. And see, these are the things that occurred literally just for during this small little winter break. Most of the people in my neighborhood are super elderly, and a lot of them are not going to be doing any type of like prep stuff and keeping additional water on stock and stuff like that. But you should probably be thinking the same thing, because if you think you're going to be waiting for disaster relief aid, you think you're going to be getting handouts and pass outs from FEMA or from the government, you may be thinking wrong, because at any time we can have a lapse just like we're having right now, and you're not getting shit that you need. I think that this is going to be cleaned up this week. I don't think that the Republicans want another shutdown, because no matter how the websites look, right? I just went on whitehouse.gov. They got a shutdown counter, and they're trying to say, you know, what the Democrats are doing is super dangerous. Listen, I think that all y'all look crazy. Republicans and Democrats are always trying to blame each other for some shit. Y'all are all powerful, but none of us really have a lot of power, and we just got to do whatever the F y'all want. Because I tell you this much right now, guess who's getting a paycheck right now? The White House, the goddamn Congress, not the Congress staff. Congress staff ain't getting paid, but Congress getting paid in this bitch. You know, I got buddies who are federal government employees who are not getting paid at this moment. Now, I'm thinking everything's going to be okay for them, but they are not getting paid. And they're doing stuff for you, like making sure that contracts are being followed by Boeings of the world. They're making sure that they're buying. I got a buddy who works for the Department of Homeland Security. He's literally in the middle of securing leases, securing assets, and buying more buildings and facilities for when they detain more people who may be in the country illegally. Regardless if you agree or disagree with that, we should want anybody who's detained to be treated humanely, kept in good conditions. And his job is to secure leases and contracts and vendors and facilitate places to keep people. He ain't getting paid right now. So regardless if it's directly affecting you, those around you who may not getting paid, people who are not frequenting restaurants, people who are not frequenting transportation, not inputting into the economy, that's another way it affects the government shutdown stuff. Oh my God, let me see if I could just show you how wonderful this cup. You may not be able to see it. It's so good. It's so creamy. The shutdown, I don't think it's gonna last very long. I think it's going to be probably remedied and signed by the president by Wednesday, in my opinion. I wanted to get this video out because this is not the last time this year that we have to go through this whole hoopla. Of course, we have the midterm elections in November, but before that, September 30th, 13 more appropriation bills are supposed to be passed. Do you think they're all gonna get passed on time? Do you think you should be thinking about your prep when it comes to everything from how are you going to take care of your personal finances and your bills and all the other type of stuff, to what are you going to do for emergency relief, or if you have to go a long time without the help from the government, which is what I think about all the effing time. I don't know. Hopefully you got your shit together, because I know once I drink this, change some bike tires and check my prep. Oh yeah, that shit is hitting. First time stopping by, hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you a part of the battalion. If this is not your first time stopping by, well, thank you once again for watching me run my grape. For everyone else, we'll speak soon.